California witnessed a trend of residents departing for other states. This phenomenon, often dubbed the California Exodus, raised concerns about the state's future growth. According to the California Department of Finance, the state's population dipped by approximately 1.5 million residents in 2023. This translates to nearly 4,109 departures daily. Unveiling the 6 reasons people are leaving California. 6. Homeless crisis. According to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, over 381,399 Californians were experiencing homelessness in 2023. This number represents a disproportionate share of the national total 30%, despite California having only 12% of the U.S. population. Furthermore, a staggering 70% of California's homeless population live on the streets, in vehicles, or in makeshift encampments. Highlighting the severity of the situation, the rise in unsheltered homelessness led to a heightened sense of insecurity and a decline in perceived public safety. Encampments in public spaces raised concerns about sanitation and the spread of disease. A study found that 90% of homeless adults in California became homeless while already living in the state, dispelling the myth of people flocking to California for homelessness services. Between 2010 and 2022, California saw a 32% increase in homelessness, compared to a 7% decrease nationally. In 2023, Los Angeles County held the dubious distinction of having the highest number of homeless individuals in California, according to a point-in-time count by the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority. Over 105,500 people were experiencing homelessness. This number represented a 9.4% increase from 2022, and a staggering 70% rise since 2015. Los Angeles' homeless population is also disproportionately unsheltered. LOSA data reveals that in 2023, roughly 73% lacked access to emergency shelters or transitional housing, forced to live on streets, in vehicles, or in makeshift encampments. 5. Poverty. In early 2023, the PPIC reported that 18.2% of Californians, or roughly 6 million people, lived below the poverty line. This translates to an annual income of around $36,900, falling short of affording basic needs for a family of 4. The impact is even more stark for children. Child poverty jumped from 9% in 2021 to 22.8% in early 2023, highlighting the vulnerability of young Californians. Poverty is not distributed evenly across the Golden State. Racial and ethnic minorities, immigrants, and people with disabilities are disproportionately impacted. The poverty rate for Latinos sits at 16.9%, while African Americans experience a rate of 13.6%. Conversely, the poverty rate for whites is only 10.2%. The picture worsens when considering a more comprehensive measure of poverty. When adjusted for the high cost of living, the numbers become even more stark. The PPIC reports that 38% of Californians live in near poverty, meaning their income falls below twice the federal poverty line, which translates to roughly $60,000 for a family of 4. This broader definition paints a clearer picture of the vast number of Californians who grapple with financial insecurity. 4. High cost of living. The most significant factor driving the high cost of living is housing. California's median home price far surpasses the national average, often exceeding $800,000. Even renting an apartment can be a significant financial burden, with a 2-bedroom unit costing almost double the national average. For example, the situation in San Francisco, a city known for its iconic Golden Gate Bridge and technological innovation. Here the median home price can reach a staggering $1.5 million. Forcing many residents to live in cramped quarters or commute long distances from more affordable areas. The impact of California's high cost of living is undeniable. A study by CBS News revealed that a staggering 34% of California households struggle to afford basic living expenses. Let's imagine Sarah, a teacher in Los Angeles, making an annual salary of $60,000. The median rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in Los Angeles is around $2,500. Just on rent alone, Sarah would be spending $30,000 per year. which is already half her salary. This doesn't even factor in utilities, groceries, transportation, and other essential expenses. 3. Rising state taxes. The marginal income tax rate is currently at 13.3%, but legislators want to increase it to almost 17%. The move would not just affect rich residents of California but also small entrepreneurs, most of whom are facing challenges related to COVID-19 lockdowns and shutdowns. The sales tax is more than 7% already, and there is a 50-cent gas tax. Furthermore, residents of California are not even allowed to deduct most of their state taxes from their federal taxes, all thanks to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act by President Trump. Even though taxes in other states are high, California is one of the 2 states with a tax rate of more than 10%, the other is Hawaii. What that means in real life is highlighted below. Simply put, someone who makes $50,000 per annum would be paying $9,679 in state and federal taxes. Someone who makes $100,000 per year would have to spend $28,923. Those that make $500,000 per annum would be paying a huge $210,949. To complicate the matter, state legislators in California are now discussing retroactive taxes, as well as an exit tax for rich residents of the state who leave California for another state. AB 2088 doesn't only seek to create a wealth tax in California, but also force rich old California residents to pay the tax for nearly 10 years after they've left. 2. Crime. California, the land of sunshine and opportunity, has also grappled with a recent uptick in crime rates. While property crime remains lower than historical highs, violent crime has seen a concerning increase, diverging from the national trend. The statistics paint a clear picture. According to the Public Policy Institute of California, California's violent crime rate jumped by 9.7% in 2023 compared to 2022. This trend continues a pattern observed since the pandemic, with the state's violent crime rate exceeding pre-pandemic levels by 13.5%. Property crimes, including theft and burglary, have also seen a modest increase. Emeryville, with a population of roughly 12,000, boasts a dubious distinction: the highest violent crime rate in California. Astonishingly, the violent crime rate reached 2,356 per 100,000 residents in 2023. A staggering 520% higher than the national average. This translates to a 1 in 43 chance of a resident experiencing a violent crime. A deeply concerning statistic for such a small community. Property theft, particularly vehicle thefts, plagues Emeryville. The city's location, bordering Oakland and near major transportation routes, might make it a target for criminals. Furthermore, Emeryville's industrial warehouses and limited residential areas could provide opportunities for crimes to go unnoticed. 1. Unemployment. Not everyone considering a move is just being cost-conscious. Job opportunity and wage levels are huge factors for others, who know that highly affordable states usually come with lesser incomes. To calculate opportunities, we considered the annual average wages from the second quarter of 2020, making a national pay scale. The maximum national average wages were seen in Massachusetts at $81,640, then $79,040 in New York. California ranked third at $76,336, and is an important reason many people stay. On the fourth position was Washington at $74,048. Connecticut at $73,164, and New Jersey at $71,552. Many factors affect the value of those incomes. Begin with being able to keep a job. Consider the average unemployment rates from 2015 to 2019, and you find North Dakota as the state in which you don't have many risks of losing a job, with a median 2.7% unemployment rate. Hawaii was the next, and New Hampshire at 2.8%. Nebraska and Vermont were at 3%, followed by Iowa and South Dakota at 3.1%.